All right, you guys, happy, fired up Friday. You know the drill, same time, same place. This is our second call of the evening, our United States call, and we normally have our global call at 4 o'clock Eastern, and that would be 9 o'clock UK time, 10 o'clock Paris. And that is super cool, guys, because we had people from the UK, people in Paris on that call. So you can get in on that as well. There is valuable knowledge during those 4 o'clock calls, 4 o'clock Eastern. And tonight for them, this afternoon for us, more than likely, we had a top leader from another country, and I want to talk a little bit about her journey. And here's the deal about talking about other people's success stories. It's a borrowed belief, guys. It's so good to hear other people's success stories and where they come from, because she hit a lot of the nails on the head. She talked about being in the industry and feeling alone. Has anyone ever felt alone in this industry? If that's the case, then drop a number 1 in the chat. And let's be real, because I like to keep it real. Let's keep it real. If you've ever felt alone in the industry, put a 1 in the chat. I am seeing 1, 11. Okay. I don't like that. I don't want you guys to feel that way. And I want to wake you up to one truth about that. Number 1, you're never alone. But number 2, you don't have to be alone. Okay. That's the thing. You're never alone, even when you think you are, but you also don't have to be alone in network marketing. And that is the beauty of it. Okay. So I want you to look to your right, look to your left as you look at this beautiful group of women, and think about, like was said last week, did you reach out to anybody? And that's a real thing. Did you do it? Oh my gosh, Phyllis, I love you. You did. That's amazing, because it was a task from last week, and if I forgot, to be quite honest. I've been talking to a lot of new people, but I'm telling you, that is another thing. Communicating with your sidelines, and that sideline being a pacing partner at your level, because I want to talk about this. I also want to talk about your pacing partner and working with somebody that's in alignment. I feel like that word alignment is being thrown around left and right and center, like it's like the newest fad ever. But really, truly, what is that? What is alignment? Alignment is putting yourself in a position and in a place where you feel at flow and at ease. Chaos is not always the right way. And if, like Charlene said today, she grew up in a very chaotic life. She grew up accustomed to a certain way, maybe even a certain way of independence. Being hyper independent a lot of times, guys, is a trauma response. It's the only response until we begin to either regulate and also recreate neural pathways that help us learn, grow, and achieve differently. Because as we grow, as we change, so does our vibration, so does the people that we bring into our inner space. And that's important. Okay. It's important. You attract who you are. And some of us, some of us are single. Okay, me, we attract who we are. Better get your stuff right, or you're going to be attracting that. The dusties, right? I hear that, the dusties. We don't want to attract them. So, guys, sometimes we get so distracted on what we are supposed to be becoming, okay, that we don't become it. That's where that imposter syndrome that you hear a lot of times. I don't feel like I'm this person. No, you're not, because you're becoming her. You're becoming her. But you get to decide who you want to become. Don't forget that. You get to decide based on who you keep around your inner circle, in your inner realm, and in conversation with. Okay. So this is 2026. This is new year, new you. Or maybe it's the same you, better you. Because we're integrating the things that we've learned over the last 24 months. 24 months here. How long have you been here? How long have you been within network marketing and pharmacy? Let me know in the chat, you guys, because we heard today it's not an overnight success. It's not an overnight journey. It's a journey. I never went to the mailbox and considered it a journey and came back and said, "Oh, give up." There wasn't $1 million in my mailbox. It's a day in, day out sacrifice and commitment to yourself. Listen, we're all on a team here. Teamwork is dream work. We're network marketing is designed for a lot of people to do a little bit. And you do a little bit when you're inspired and you're confident and you're comfortable. And then we push you out of your comfort zone to get to the next level. Let me just explain something that I've just now recently become aware of. There is a next level. There is, in your leadership, in the way that you lead yourself and present yourself. There is a next level, but you have to be willing to Step out of the level that you're in, out of the box, out of the discomfort, maybe into a different version of yourself in leadership. Maybe it's a different version of yourself with your social media presence. If I went to your page, does it look consistent? I need to know. In truth, say in the chat, yes. Or how about guilty? Guilty if your page does not represent what it needs to be. And yes, if you're on fire, because that could be today. I'm talking about right now, today. Inventory, the last week, from last week to right now. That's how you gauge progression in short bouts. In short bouts, from last Friday to this Friday, did you do what you said you were going to do? Like, think about it. Because if you didn't, you don't have that belief in yourself. Now you're second guessing yourself. Now you're not who you said you were going to be last Friday. And that's why you don't believe in yourself. That's why you're having the imposter syndrome. That's why you're not getting to the next level, because you keep on making excuses. And then you're hanging out with Joe Schmo who's saying, yeah, next week, me too. Yeah, we're going to do that, right? And then you're doing the same shit, different day. You're listening to the same people. You're not leveling up. You're not willing to get out of your little circle, because the pacing partners, let me tell you one thing I've learned in the last 12 years. The people that start with you will more than likely not be the ones that get you at the end up where you want to go. 12 years later, guys, let me tell you, there are some people with me still, thank God, actually. But and so let me just say that it's not never, but for the majority, don't assume. And if you have the lack of assumption, therefore you are willing to, not do what you need to do in order to be gratified immediately, you'll have success. I mean, many things that I've learned and seen, I haven't just learned, because let me tell you, I need to learn the real way. Okay, I'm a hard learn. Let me know in the chat, are you a hard learn? That means you learn through experience. Okay, experience. There's two different types of people. There's the person that's going to listen to the advice and they're just going to tread lightly. And then there's the person that's going to fuck it up, do it wrong, and come back stronger. Guess what that word is called? Integration. Whew. Oh gosh, I'm so scared of that word. When I heard that word, I said, what does that mean? That means I'm taking the lessons, the things that I've learned, we're taking them and we're integrating them into the next version of ourselves. There's Amber and girl. So moving forward, you guys, the things that have been of the past, they are lessons. They require the reflection. Okay. But that's a really tough cookie. It's a tough cookie. Because what does that mean? That you need to accept what was wrong, what didn't work. Because I've heard this fear of the future. I'm going to tell you what it really is. It's the fear of familiarity. It's the fear of staying the same that should be fear. It should wake you up at night. If you're in the same place that you were a year ago, honey, I'm telling you, you're not doing the day in, day out compound effort that gives you compound effects, compound interest in yourself, because we're investing in ourselves. Guys, it's really not that hard, but it ain't easy. It's really not. It's not hard, but it's not easy. Because guess what? The majority of us, we give up on ourselves. We can see light in everybody else. Do you see light in somebody else and it's tough for you? Drop some fire emojis. Tell me if you haven't sat there and had a girl to somebody else and forgot to look at your own, okay? Your own progress. Where were you last week? Where were you last year? Where were you 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago? I'm not the same girl I was 24 months ago. I can promise you that. And you know why? Because I had to pull the levels and the skin off and leave it behind. If you continue the cycle, you will have the same results. We're coming to the end of an era as we step into next month. This is the month where you get to decide. You're kicking off 2026. What impression do you want to leave and bestow upon the next 12 months? If you're feeling shaky, I guarantee you won't be here very much longer unless you show up unemotionally. Because that's a part of this business that nobody wants to talk about. Rah, rah, shish, kumbah. What about the days when I don't want to? You think I wanted to for 12 years do what I needed to do when it got boring? When you were not receiving the accolades for the things that were done behind closed doors? Woo! That's where people get messed up. They want to be where they need to be without doing the work. And I'll keep it real. Okay? Just like Charlene did today. Take responsibility for your business. Mind your business. Take responsibility for your business. Mind your business. Because you can get there. You can get there. I'm a living testimony to that, you guys. 12 years in the business, and I mentored myself to some capacity. Okay, my story, I won't get into that, but I've gone from sponsors leaving to sponsors moving up to right now, real time. And I'm not phased because I know where I'm going. I know where this movement is headed. I know where the community together is able to cultivate this energy, this movement. That's what's happening in real time. And you're either going to get in on it or you're going to go. But don't ever look back and regret at what's happening, not in your life, not in your business. Don't look at what she's doing. Don't look at what she's doing. Observe, reflect, apply. Observe, reflect, apply. Listen, experience. Life can be difficult. What I've seen is the cycle is if you don't learn from past mistakes, if you're not able to reflect on what you're not doing in your business, what you've done wrong, that's why we say fail forward. You know, the cold messages, they don't work, they get better. Amber says all the time, it's a law of averages. But if your average is one a week, girl, you gonna be there. Okay, she's out. She's out. You know, you have to challenge yourself. This is why I say mind your business, because give yourself a challenge, and you guys can let me know what is your challenge for the next 24 hours, right? We're almost at the end of the month. It doesn't need to be a status all the time. I will tell you that also. It should be a percentage. You know what I like about pharmacy? Right there in your back office, it shows you the growth per 30 days. Can you guys, does anyone know what their growth is? If you know your growth, then hey, you're badass. Or you want to check real quick, put it in the comments. I want to see growth. I want to see 20, 30, 40, 50. Let me tell you, we've got people on the team that are 200%. I don't know what we are as a team specifically, but I know we're over 100% because every month we are doing what needs to be done. Are you doing that for your business? You know, I really want you guys to think about the individual of the business. You do not need the help. Help is nice. This community is the help. This team is the help. I've talked to a lot of leaders. They're looking from the outside in and they're wondering, what are we doing? 117 in the chat. I love, love, love 67%. I love these analytics. Charlene talked about analytics. If you're not in your business, are you in business? If you're not in your business, are you even in business? Y'all, we got so many formulas. They mean nothing if you don't apply them. 333. Are you 333? And make your own formula. That's the other thing. All of these are like a rule. They're like a rule of thumb based on the law of averages. Yes, they work. 55% of Leanne's in the house. This is what I like to see. 114 Ruth. Get it, girl. These are amazing analytics, you guys. Take it as inspiration. When you see your sideline sisters winning, and let me tell you what the other thing that was said today on that call. The winning comes in mirroring of the deserving. Okay? Check yourself. Check yourself at any time when you feel like you should. That might be entitlement. Like check yourself. This is just getting real, okay? Fridays we're going to keep it real. You got to check yourself. Are you being entitled or are you being in deserving? Those are two things but the same feeling. Also, remember that as well. So apply to your business these methods of, do I deserve this? Do I deserve that sale? Do I deserve this next ranking? Because in order to deserve, it's just effort. Remember, everything is energetic effort. As you are doing, you might mess up. I'm watching this guy right now on social media, and he's doing cold calls. And when he gets cold calls, he's rejected. Every time he's rejected, he pattern distorts. I don't know what it's called. You know, you change it up. Every time there's a no, woo, it's a thing that you can do. Like shake it on out. Instead of being like, oh man, this sucks. They said no. Like you take a negative emotion and you apply a positive motion. Okay. Like I've been saying, and some of you guys know me personally enough. I say I'm scared. Don't say that. Okay. Let's transition that into I'm excited. It's the same word. It's the same feeling, but you give it a definition. Don't be afraid in your business. Don't think you're not worthy. Don't be in comparison while you're running your business. And I say business because sometimes we don't realize it's a business until one day we wake up and we look in our back office and it is a business. It is a business. And you're looking and you're like one team member, two team members, three team members. And today we're sitting at almost 2,000 team members, you guys, because of a decision 24 months ago. That's insane. And 12 years ago, okay, a social media presence of 150 friends. Like Charlene said, she does not have a big audience. That should make you guys feel so good. If she could do it, then I can do it. You might see the version of success and think I could never. But you hear the stories. They are the people that never gave up. They are the people that have vision. And sometimes, if they're lucky, they have community. I say if they're lucky, because I saw something else, and I don't know who, I don't know if it was Charlene. I do a lot of personal development. If I'm on my phone, trust me, I'm not watching Netflix. I'm listening to a podcast. I'm listening to a TikTok on somebody that's informing me on how to be the better version of myself. Network marketing is a built-in compensation plan for bettering yourself. Listen, yourself, because as you better yourself, you attract better versions of your reality. Let me tell you, if you are working out and in 6 months, or like Leanne, having amazing results over 12 months, that's where the story begins. It's in the making, it's in the process, it's in the grit, it's before the results. You know where the results are going to take you. You see the vision for your business. Work backwards. Work backwards. There's a story to be told after the results. A lot of people don't want to do that. They just don't. I've seen it time and time again, but you can do it, guys. You can do it that way. We're on a mission, on a movement to move our bodies, to inspire others to take care of themselves in many different forms and fashions, financially, spiritually, confidentially, or confidently, with confidence. You know what I mean? Just better versions of themselves every day as we're doing that and applying the skills that we're learning every single day. Number one, yeah, sure. On the calls every single night, there's one. Guys, let me tell you, Charlene's call this afternoon had 100+ people. That tells me something about the community. Okay. It's okay to copycat so long as you copy the right cat. We've been saying this for the last 6 months. We got to get more people plugged in, because we're here. We're the soldiers here every single week. We know what we need to do. Now it's time to go out into the field and apply. You don't want to get stuck in the self development without the application. Self development, stay scared. Self development, wait for tomorrow. Self development, develop until the perfect timing. No such thing as perfect timing. Okay. When I joined this business, I was 5 months pregnant with my son, baby Shane. Okay. He was my fourth son, my second son, my fourth child. And I came to my last brand, which was all online. It was the first time that online anything occurred. We didn't have Zooms, we didn't have live, but we had the online presence, and we had a social media engine that allowed us to connect with our network. Same thing that we have right now. We've got an engine, we can connect with our networks. Now, what do we offer to them? It's the explanation, guys. It's the vision of what it is that we are doing. Let the people know. Let them know where you were, where you are, and where you're going. Where we're going together as a community is a group of men and women, because men can be here too, you guys. With this new line, it would be amazing to have a secondary men's, they can have their own Zooms, or they could be on our Zooms. Who knows what we can create in the next 12 months. But the stepping stones right now are creating what's happening in real time, which is a movement, right? It's all of us collectively coming together and inspiring in a way it's almost like it's to the masses, in a way that's to the masses. The loudest team wins, right? We see team revolution everywhere. Revolution. I want to see the movement. I want to see the movement next convention. And speaking of convention, who's coming to convention? Another thing, oh, look, Billy says yes. I'm gonna just scroll down because I can only see a couple of you guys. Yes, convention. Drop it in the chat if you're coming. It is one of the most important, Sarah. I know you're gonna be there because we're gonna watch you walk stage. Okay, congratulations on your successes. And let me tell you guys, congratulate your sideline sisters when they have successes. That's the other golden rule in this business. Golden rule, because what goes around comes around, and it will karmatically come back to you. Also, just anytime you feel a negative, and I'm not saying that we have a lot of negativity, but I do know that being positive is a skill set. It's a skill set. Sometimes it requires that redirection, that your neural pathways, you're designed a lot of times based on your environment. There was a time when I had to isolate myself. There was another time when I didn't have any positive unless they were on the other side of the phone. There was a time when I didn't have a mentor like Amber that I could call up, where I had to watch the YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. When in doubt, Google it out. I don't let nobody stop me. When I heard Charlene, I was like, get it, girl. Absolutely. Don't let anybody stop you from your destiny. Okay, but do everything with don't hurt people on the way. Okay, that doesn't end well either. And I just mean, if you say you're going to do something, do it to the best of your capacity. I've seen things where people have been shunned for, I forgot to mail something out or whatever, you guys, and this is possibly in leadership, can be at any single level, but just know that your intentions behind everything are what matter the most in this business. And it's an unwritten law. It's an unwritten law. Okay. It's the law of just do good, be good, or be good, do good. Sorry, feel good, do good, feel good, feel good, be good, do good. Okay. Feel good, be good, do good. And what does do good do? Does good for everybody. Your cup runneth over. Your cup filleth people around you. They get to see. Listen, I've been accused of being too happy. Those aren't my people. Those are my people. I'm sorry. I'm too loud. I'm too happy. I'm too joyful. I'm too vibrant. I'm too alive. I mean, if you've ever felt this way, guys, don't let anybody stop you. That's the plan. Okay? That's the plan. That's the obstacle. The obstacle is the way. Great book. Great book. The obstacle is the way. I always hear that in my head. When something comes, the obstacle is the way. This is happening for me, not to me. Okay. And then I stay focused. And then I'm not worried about what's going on, honestly, because you in this business, you will get there if you keep on until. Okay. Until is a continuation of becoming. You got your goals for 2026. You're going to show up until. Yes, Clara, energy. We got the energy. It's so true, right? There's a lot of, and I think Charlene talked about that. And it's the reality, guys. It's the reality. The way you conduct business is the way your business conducts. We want energy. We want flow. We want movement. We're creating it. Momentum is created, guys. It doesn't come overnight. It comes from a lot of hard work done, and nobody celebrates it until it's undeniable. Remember that. Remember that. Do results until it's undeniable. Do it until they know your name. Do it until they ask you how. Like, seriously. And just keep that at the front. Okay. You want to get to director? Are you doing things that directors do? Because directors show up. I have never been director without $2,000 of PRS myself. And that's the God honest truth. The first month I ever hit director, which was in my prior company, which is the same equivalent to the 10K, I did $2,000 by myself because I was a psychopath. And that was mine. I was not going to have my team do more than me. Like, how bad do you want it? You got to keep that to the front of every day is a mission in your business. And every day I want you to check. I've been listening to ET. He's making his way around. You guys know ET? Mm-hmm. ET, he's good. He's good. He said at the end of every night, he wants to be able to go to bed and say, good and faithful, my mighty servant. He wants to be able to say that to himself. Go to bed and know what he needs to know. And then we're going to do it again tomorrow. And then we're going to do it again tomorrow. And then we're going to do it again tomorrow. And then it's going to be 10 years later. And you might get an amazing rock star like France that launched 9 months ago that created a 700% increase overnight and a spark to a movement that we are all feeling across the world. If they can do it, we can do it. We're watching people succeed. They have the same products. Their compensation plan isn't even as good as ours by the little bit, to be honest. I think they get less or something. There's something with it, but they're making it happen. And you know why they're making it happen? Because they're not entitled. They're not entitled the way we are over here. I'm telling you, I see it. I went there. I can't get excited about things that I've not felt or seen, and I'm seeing it. And I'm like, why? Success leaves clues. It leaves freaking clues. And I'm watching, and I'm like, we can be just like that. We can be just like that, celebratory of one another. We can be energetic. We can come together. And that's what's going to happen. That's the vision, right? Vision comes before results. That's it. It's not to say we don't already do all these things, guys. It's collectively seeing it together. Okay. And then actively setting out to make it happen. The only way it happens is us doing these calls together, is us coming to convention together, is us going to New York or whatever, local, whatever. It's us bringing our local community in our individual businesses. Because let me tell you, it was me and my sister when I started. That's it. In the same town, the same network, same town, same family. Okay. I signed up 3 weeks after her. She already got to all of them. You can do it. I said, that's okay. Guess what? I'm going to go to the people. And I went out. And I talked to the people. Do what works for you. Get it done. This work. And then have them come over. Third party perspective is a real thing. I don't think we talk about this enough. It's a real thing. If you're not showcasing, like I've had a couple one-on-one calls with some of my top 8, we take a picture and we put it on the story. That's a mastermind. That's your third party validation. A lot of you guys schedule calls, whether it's with me or if it's Amber or it's your pacing partner. If you're on a call with your pacing partner, screenshot that once a week, twice a week. What are you doing and who are you doing it with? Because if I see that it's only you, I think it's fake. You know what I mean? I think this is just her by herself. I don't believe it. They don't believe it until they see it. I swear they don't believe it. They don't believe it, especially with AI these days. Trust me. So bring them on the journey. Stories still work. Stories sell. Facts tell. We do have some amazing facts though. 60+% in our products are the neutral line. Who got the new neutral line? Who's got the two new products? The pre-workout and the creatine. In the chat, give me fire emojis because you're a freaking rock star. Because you got a product. Because you can't be a product without having the product. Can't be a product without the product. You got to be a product of the product. You got to let me tell you what I did in order to stay consistent. Because let's break it really down. Because like I said, some days I don't want to. I know you don't want to either. So how do you force yourself to do it? We've talked about this compound effect. Remember 2 years ago? We talked about this philosophy. It hasn't changed. The compound effect is literally, again, creating a daily habitual routine that allows you to compound over time. And what I like to do is take a product and the action. Take a product and the action. I'm working out. I'm having my protein. I'm working out. I'm documenting. I'm documenting. I'm drinking my drink. I'm working out. I'm documenting my workout. I'm documenting my drink. Documenting my workout. Documenting my drink. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. And now here's my results. Right? Because the numbers don't lie. And neither does the scale. And neither does the mirror. That's the thing about working out that nobody wants to talk about. No, and that everybody's scared to get behind. Because at the end of the day, your health is your the way you look is an indicator of how well you take care of yourself. You know? And it's not to say that everybody needs to look the same or be a model. Let's be real, okay? Our group is a variety, but take care of yourself and that's okay. I give you permission. And I say that because I was a woman that has been suppressed in many different situations. I was told I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to. You're doing too much. You're not allowed. No, no. So let me be the one to give you the permission that you're allowed to have a dream. You're allowed to have a business. You're allowed to work out. You're allowed to do your makeup. You're allowed to leave your dishes in the sink. If you're going for a promotion, like November was insane. Over $500,000 in sales right here, over 1 million within I don't even know, Amber, it was like 1 million plus, right? Like crazy. We're not worried about that when we're building legacy. This is a marathon of short-term bursts. It's burst time, guys, right now. New year, new you. Right now, the movement is moving. Right now, the energy is energetic. Third party is available because you have a group, you have a team, you have a community, only if you participate. Only if you're next to the fire. You gotta, like every month, you have to have a calendar with one event. One event. And it might be just like an event with your girlfriend for coffee. I know we're going to be in New York if you can be there. I know that it's a little bit chaotic right now, but get there and look at it this way. Set the intention. I never worry. I know that sometimes we get worried because we need to have all the answers. Guess what, guys? That's not practicing faith. Faith is works without sight until it's evident. You got to put in the action. You got to have the belief. This is the part where people get messed up. Belief is actually harder. Belief requires faith. That's what it is. It's 2 words, 1 meaning. Belief in yourself, faith in yourself. Belief in yourself, faith in yourself. So you want me to keep showing up, Jennifer? Nobody's on my lives. Nobody's buying. I'm part of the movement. I'm here. I'm good. I'm good. And it comes to the days when you sit down and there's nobody there. To where you're like, this is my full-time thing. Same thing as Amber. People that are in the industry that can talk, that don't have a job, that's cool. But there are people that have a job that are able to talk at a different time. Find the person that works. Don't pacing partner with somebody that's not at the same level as you either, unless that's your desire. Okay, that's your desire. I like to know what's going on because I can see myself doing that as well. Like there's things and reasons to be, but if you're in a comparison and you can't deal and you're focus on, I don't look at anybody on other teams. I really don't pay attention unless it's necessary. There's times when it's necessary. It's been kind of necessary over the last week. That's fine. I'm over it. Moving on. Done deal. Like that's how it works. Okay. We look at it. We decide, does it worth my time, my energy? If it's not making dollars, it doesn't make sense. Why am I spending my time on this? Like literally, it kind of has to be like that, especially during the beginning of your business building days. I'm telling you, it really does. Don't let the wrong person drag you down. Don't let the wrong person stand in the way of the pursuit of happiness. That's what happiness is. It's a pursuit, a continuation in the present moment. And I want my tomorrow be better than today. So I'm going to do the work so that tomorrow I can be present. Because you schedule in your presence, you schedule in your grounding time, your God time, whatever you like to do on your downtime. And you're either Netflixing and chilling, or maybe you're working your business, because that's okay. When my kids aren't here, I want to work my business in silence. That's my downtime on Sundays. On some days, create a list of the non-negotiables that work. There's a formula. You should have 30 minutes of moving your body every day. Minimum. I mean, come on, jumping jacks or squats or something. It's 15 minutes. Take a break for 5 minutes. Get another 15 minutes. It's 30 minutes around the block. It's get yourself $100 pad and invest in yourself. If you don't have the $100, then you come up with the game plan, how to sell $200 worth of products so you have $100 3 days later. There's always an answer. There's always an answer. You know, if you don't get it now, it's only a matter of time. That's the big thing in network marketing. You just got to stick around long enough to be consistent. Okay, I didn't mean just long enough you're lurking with a page that has nothing. Like, no, I mean, I need you to be long enough, consistent enough, because consistency is trust. I'm not going to just go sign up with, and it's you want to attract somebody that understands the concept of what is happening here. We've got an amazing upline. We've got amazing resources. Like that's cool. And I know there's been some transitions over the last. That's okay. Everything is happening the way it should happen. You know. But while it's actively here, take advantage. Listen, I can tell you, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I know Amber's not going anywhere either. Anchor into the people that are on the same vibration as you. And it's very simple to start recognizing that. And that's where people get tripped up on the familiarity because it's so easy to stay small. It is. And you'll get people to co-sign for you to stay small. Make it feel okay. Okay. You know, your real friends are the ones that are telling you to level up, to do more, to go harder, to give it more. It ain't over till it's over. And it's not. We have one more day. Look at your back office. I've seen people at 18% push to 25. I've seen a girl in my last company need to close out $7,000 in sales to hit black status, and she did it in 3 days. She did it. I mean, even I said, you never tell nobody no. You know how when you're doing sales, you never tell them how much money they're allowed to spend? You know what I do when I would do my makeovers? Let me just say this because this is actually very important, actually, sales technique. And just speaking on that, because I don't normally talk about sales. I haven't focused on sales so much as being here, as much as we're building a team, we're building an organization, we're building something that we can now anchor into. But the reality is this business is built on sales. And basically teaching people how to see the solution. Seriously. So what's the problem? First, you've got to showcase what the problem is. And now I've got to help them see why this is a solution. It's you know what? It's a lot of guiding people into the right direction or the direction that provides the solution and then letting them decide, right? Sales is not pressure. It's not buy, join. We guys, we know that doesn't work. And if you don't know, you'll fail forward and figure it out because we've all done it. Okay. Buy, join my team. No, how about join the movement? Join the movement of women that are collectively coming together globally, that are on a mission. Like, think about what your personal version of the movement is and what is your personal mission. Because I do think we're on a mission. I do believe, I love how Amber was accidentally saying we're on a mission, because we are actually. I do believe we're on a mission within the movement. And the mission is Operation Get You to Your Next Higher Self. Get you to your promotion, get you to that next energetic confidence boost that you need. And the layer's scary. I'm seeing it. I'm watching it. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I want that responsibility. I don't know if I want to be that consistent. Because when you start showing up consistent, people start expecting you. Have you guys ever been so consistent that people start asking you, where you been? Let me know. That's a real thing. And if the answer is no, I've got the answer. But if the truth is yes, Michelle says yes. I see Bridget saying yes. I'm seeing Clara say, mm-hmm. You guys know Kathy, same thing. I already know. If you don't show up, yes, Lori says absolutely. Guys, that is progression. That's progression. If people are looking, and that's the thing, sometimes we don't see that as valuable. We're like, oh God, well, I was depressed in bed for 3 days. Instead of being like, the value is I'm I matter when I'm not there. Somebody saw that I wasn't there. Now, I'm not saying that every time in the beginning people are going to notice. Maybe they will, you know what I'm saying? Like the right people will notice. My point is use those types of validations as a gauge that you're in alignment or doing the right thing. That's what I do. You know, when I get a message like that, I'm like, I'm making an impact. I'm making a difference. One person at a time, one smile at a time. Like that's how I gauge it. But there is a toxic side of that. There's a side where, just like Charlene said, millions of followers or viral content equates to status and finance. It's not true. It's not true. Connections, depth, longevity, consistency, results. Let me tell you, if you feel like you don't have much to go on, go by results. Results are undeniable. Numbers don't lie. Like seriously, some people are so concerned with being praised out loud. I wasn't praised for 12 freaking years in this industry. Like seriously, I'll go on to that a little bit later, but there's been a lot of suppression and I said it's okay. Did it hurt? Yes, absolutely. Did it bother me? Did I think about quitting? Multiple times. It's been 12 years. Absolutely. You can only deal with it for so long before you start acknowledging the patterns, right? And you feel like this feels injustice. And then check yourself and say, you know what? Does this really matter? And keep going for you, for your legacy, for your children. And then be in alignment. Because here's the thing, network marketing is sometimes a vehicle to your next level, right? We're here planted and anchored in pharmacy because we decide. We decide. I stayed at Unique for 10 years because I decided. We didn't have mascara for 5 months. It was crazy. It was insane. There was a lot of, there was max. I think I went through 4 mass exoduses and I stayed. I lost some leaders and I stayed. And guess what? They all came back. They all came back at some point. Okay. They all came back until, and if they didn't come back, they swore off network marketing, period. You know, for whatever reason, because sometimes you're looking and gauging success in all the wrong ways. You know, it's not always status. Sometimes it's the feeling, it's the community. Okay. But know your lane. You know, I saw something and the guy said, you know, treat, meet people where they're at, but leave them where they're at. Okay. On the same hand, meet them where they're at. Nice to meet you. Good. I heard what I heard. I've seen what I've seen. And I'll be willing to pivot in the direction that is best for you. And I'm talking about the conversations that can be negative. And I'm talking about the people that might pull you down and you don't even know it because you're subscribing, you're co-signing, because that's your comfort zone. Yeah. Bridget said, goodbye. Nice to see you. Nice to talk to you. Talk to you later. Bye. That's okay. We're in business sometimes too, also. We got it twisted that everybody needs to be your friend. They don't. Is it nice? I've met some of my best friends here. Yes, I have. But I've also met some amazing business partners. Do you hear what she said? Developing the diamonds down below. Like, look at the people that are in your stuff, on your stories, in your chat, in your comment. Somebody that's under somebody that's under somebody. You know, tracking is a real thing. Tracking your back office, looking at seeing where the numbers are lying, looking at seeing who's doing what, who's showing up for what, and then connecting. You never know. You know, I'm a roll up to Amber now today. You don't know what's going to happen in your business. And I think that my sister in my prior company rolled up. I think Amber's been rolled up. I mean, there's like sometimes the floor is shaky. Amber, are you on here? Because I'd love for you to talk about that analogy. Is she still here? She's here. If you're not busy, because I know the babies are there.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, good.
I just went live in one of the UK groups, and I think my dog broke its leg in it. It was
Your
like,
dog?
yeah, I don't know what happened, but she's okay now. She's resting.
Okay.
But everything that you said, alignment, and with everything. I mean,
Yeah.
we have this movement going. Ruth, congratulations, 175 days going live consistently. That's huge. Um, what do you
What
want?
about the rock story? Tell them the rock
Oh
story.
yes,
Yeah.
you guys, we have to be so firm in our belief. You made a decision. Sorry, guys.
I know,
Long
baby.
day, long
Yeah.
day. But you made a decision to come here. And now, what I've seen over the last 24 years in network marketing, there's two types of people. There are rivers and there's rocks. A river They're going to let anyone sway their decision. They're going to be, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go over here. I see this person doing this. They are not stable. And then there's the rocks in network marketing, and we stay grounded. Like Jennifer said, we went through mass exodus. We went through no mascara. We went through a lot of shit, but we were rocks. I had some of my best friends stab me in the back, but I was a rock. And that means I'm firm. I'm firm. I'm not moving. That river's going to move around me. It's going to go everywhere. It's going to go that way, that way. I'm going to lose connections. I'm going to lose friendships, but I am a rock, and I am here. I am solid. And if you want to make it in network marketing, you have to be a rock. And there's a lot of people who you're easily influenced. And I'm just going to say it because I used to be easily influenced too, until I made the decision that no, this is my life. This is my business. This is my family. I'm not going to let her affect my income. No, I am a rock. Even I've seen in my prior company, not the one that we were all together, but before that, my upline left. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should leave with her. I was being a follower. We're not going to be followers no more. We're going to be leaders. We're going to be rocks. Stop being a follower and be firm. Stand in that decision. And sometimes you can doubt yourself. Sometimes the rock can be like, oh, should I stick? Should I stick? Should I stick? But rocks don't think like that. You stay. I think of my friend Jeff Aliberti, and he stayed. He sells water softeners. Okay, this was something back from the early '90s in his company. Every single person in that company left. He was the last man standing. But you want to know what? He makes $30 million a year. He's the number one income earner in network marketing. 30 million a year. But imagine if you were the last one standing. Would you still be standing? He had that belief. He said, I like this comp plan. I like this product. I like this company. I'm not going to be a follower. No, I'm going to do what's right for me and my family, and I'm going to be a rock. So you guys, you need to make that decision right now. Are you a rock or are you a river? Are you a leader or are you a follower?
Dang, mic drop with that one. I see Claire said, that. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, you guys, Amber has been a rock this whole time. That's why I listen, 10 years, I'm coming over here to pharmacy, the place to be, which clearly it is. Okay. But did I know that? I had to look at Amber and I said, I know this girl knows exactly. She's 24 years. It was 20 years at that time. But I know that Amber wasn't going to go to a place that did not allow a rock to settle. That's very important. You have to understand that. And sometimes you oh yeah, it can get distracting. And I just keep my eye on the prize and or the person that is the rock, honestly, like seriously, because there's been a lot of exoduses recently. We're going to talk about that. I look at Amber and I say, we're clocked in, locked in, clocked in, locked in, clocked in, locked in. And that's what you need your buddy to be like that. Your girls, think about what are the need in this is you want to get to all roads lead to golden. You saw Stormy? That's not even a joke. All roads lead to golden. Get yourself two buddies that you can be leaders with, because it's about leadership, and leadership is not a title, it's a skill, and it's the development of action and implementing. Action and implementing. That's why I keep referring to this like we're rounding up the troops. We got this boot camp. Round up your troops. And you get to pick your friends to work with. I chose Amber. After 10 years, I reflected. Well, I there's a little bit of a story with that, okay? I did choose Amber, but then we got diverted a little bit. But now we're back in business. And that's the whole point of alignment in the first place. And just for those of you guys don't know, we've had a recent roll up situation. So as far as that goes, that means that Amber is now my sponsor, and she wasn't when I joined, you guys. That's not how that initially worked out, but it's the way that it was intended to work out. And that's a crazy story in itself, 12 years. And she was the one that inspired to come here. And she had inspiration as well. You know what I'm saying? So you have to look at the person that you've chose to be anchored as a leader, because not everybody is born to be a leader. Okay, guess what? Leaders need the troops also, right? There's got to be one person with a vision so that everybody else can anchor into that. And that's how a movement is created. You don't, and not everybody needs to be the leader. Sometimes I don't want to be the leader. And I know I talk to Amber and sometimes we cry. And we don't want to, because it means decisions, and it means a lot of hard stuff sometimes. And that's what I was saying. Next level, new levels, new devils. It's the truth, and we can get scared. And I've been in this industry for a long time. We are where we were when we left, but I was never able to make it past that. Never able to make it past where we are right now. And where we are right now has transpired in 24 months versus the 10 years, or it didn't take 10 years, but there was a maintenance of that. That's why I also know that network marketing works, because maintenance of it is completely different, right? Than just doing it and then allowing it to just fall apart. When it falls apart, it's an indication that there was nothing there to begin with. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't something to anchor into. Vision gets lost without an anchor. So anchor yourself into the movement as you develop your own vision and mission for yourself, 3%, 6%, 9%. 9% turns to 15%. 15% turns into 18%. 18 goes down to 12%. 12 goes up to 22. 22, and now you were back at 9%. It's how it goes. Be prepared. Preparation is the best thing. I expected this. I expected to go forward and backwards. I joined, and boom, we've got momentum. Okay, it's going to fall back after momentum, and that's where skill is required to keep it, maintain it, and depth, and conversations, and connections, and the seeds that you planted 10 years ago. Like I've said, Cassandra coming here 10 years later. You know what she said? I signed up with you because you never stopped. She said, I watched you from the time that you had baby Shane, and I watched you again, and I watched you again, and I watched you still doing it 10 years later. Inspired with her own baby now on her building an empire. It's really crazy to watch her do this with her fourth child on her hip, building this empire, sitting at her platinum status, which is black status. It's such a cool story. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Look what network marketing can do for real people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. 10 years. And so what can you do within the time frame that you have? Year one, two, three, or four? Document the people that you speak with, document the encounters, document the details, document as much as you can and put it in a notebook, because you never know. You go back one day, I promise you right now, guys, I have so many cue cards with phone numbers and email addresses and Facebook names. I could probably just, hi, it's been 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, it never ends. Your network is your network forever. Forever. Okay. So understand that. Have your email list, get your Facebook VIP group or chat, right? We've got the boot camp, but what are you doing specifically for your network? Because your customers, they'll connect with you and they will support you, not pharmacy. Okay. They'll go, some people will go to Amazon or, whatever, they'll buy the fake pharmacy. Our goal is to allow them to see themselves as a client of ours. How cool is that? Oh, my client is coming over for a makeover. Okay, that's who we are. We are business owners. I'm sorry, what? Pyramid scheme? Excuse me? Yeah, no, I'm a business owner. I pay real taxes with real money. Amber's made $8 million. I've made over $1 million. And you can make money. You can make money in this industry. And best yet, you can make memories. That's what I love too. The memories that we make. How many trips, how many vacations, how many incentives or retreats? Like, there's so many things to tap into. And let me say, just specifically with pharmacy, they got it going on. The innovation. When I was in Spain, they were talking about having multiple conventions and different things in different areas, because they understand this one thing that we're seeing, and it's honestly just human nature, community. They understand the more places that people can connect, the better, right? Like, if we all set up a little, like, movement, you just need two friends walking around your neighborhood. Boom, part of the movement. You'll see all the girls on within this movement walking around with these vests. Did you get a vest yet? If you got a vest, put in the chat fire emoji, because that's how you participate in the movement. Okay, you're not on the outside, you got to get on the inside. Some people are still watching on the outside. They're still watching. They ain't participating. They're not coming to the parties. Or guess what happens too? Sometimes people try to keep you from the party. They tell you not to talk to that person. Sometimes the obstacles wait. Trust me, I have seen some crazy shit. Use your discernment and intuition, and have the conversations. Be brave. I was telling my daughter today, I said, you're so brave. And she looked at me like I had to drive her. I was talking to Leanne. I had to drive her she going to a sleepover. And I looked at her, and you know what, Leanne, are you on here still? Because she said to me, go be a mom first. Because we've been working all day. I've been on the phone. I've been doing all. She said, go be a mom first. And I was like, oh, you know what? Ain't that the point? Ain't that the point? Right? Ain't that the point? I can be here with my kids because of a decision I made 12 years ago. I can be here when my son was sick today and skip school. The hell? So you're sick? He's sick, so it's fine. But can you wake up? Okay, I could drive him to school if I needed to also. That's the beauty of the decision. Do you think I knew that was going to happen? No, I didn't know it wasn't going to happen. I didn't know it was going to happen, but guess what? I didn't know that it wasn't able to happen either. I just kept going. I just kept on going and I kept on doing the formula and I had fun doing it. And then I did it with my friends. It's really that simple. And then I helped people along the way when it came to products. Hello, do you want to lose weight? Do you want to get in shape? Got a drink for you, get in the baddie boot camp. I mean, guys, it's really just about being brave. So I said to her, you're so brave. Because brave to me is doing something scary, doing something out of your comfort zone, doing something that looks easy that you know it's not. Right? Talking to strangers is not easy. It's brave. And she looked perturbed and she was like, what do you mean? And then I was like, I mean, you're just a brave person. You just are. You just embody bravery. And I said, are you a brave girl? And then she goes, well, I guess I do like to talk a lot. And I thought, you know what? Talking to people is brave. It's brave. So I liked how she correlated bravery with talking to people. You know what that showed me? That it's scary. It's
Get out of
scary.
it.
Oh, get out of it, Jackson. I think that was Amber. Um, so I said, are you brave? She said, yes, I think I am because I talk to people. I talk to people. And I said, you are brave because that's a lot. That's very hard for a lot of people to do. And sometimes people make it look easy, but let's acknowledge what's not easy. And it's showing up in front of people and it's, going live or hearing your voice or showing up without makeup or putting your camera on. I know some of you guys have got babies and things like that, but some of you guys are just scared. You know that. You know you're sitting on the other side, camera off. Let me see if I see anybody that might be scared. I won't call you out. I know some of you guys aren't scared, Erica. I know you're not scared and you're just sitting there. I know you're not scared either, Renee. But my point is sometimes it can be scary to do the things that are really not scary. Because think about it. If your camera was on, would it really be that scary? No. But I understand the fear and then facing it. Face it, she's in the car. That's fine too, right? Sometimes we're doing things and we got the camera off. It doesn't matter. You're here, right? You're here. And that's something to celebrate. You're here, 2026. You paid your $20, you paid your whatever, you put your time in, you're showing up for the calls. Are you doing the action? Because I want to be able to celebrate you. We want to be able to celebrate you on stage next year. We want to see you guys with the checks. We want to see you having the success and showing people what's possible. That's the inspiration. And so all you need to do is be concerned with how you're moving the needle in your own life and what that looks like. Because if you move it a little bit, one day at a time, that's 1% at a time, guess what's going to happen? In a whole year, you're going to be 365% better than today. That's crazy. Like those percentages that you're looking and clocking on your back office. The biggest percent is that every single day. And do what you got to do to mark it off on a regular and celebrate yourself. I don't know what call we were on recently, but somebody said, set goals and then celebrate them. Buy yourself something. Get yourself that coffee. Get yourself, I wouldn't say, buy yourself something that you typically wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like that's okay to do. Celebrate yourself. You want those shoes, those nice shoes, get them. You want that purse? I remember when I was like, I'm gonna get myself a Coach purse. I remember that Coach purse at the freaking outlet. It was like $150. And I said, okay. And then guess what? I said, let me get that Kate Spade, right? Let's or what was the one that was so cool? I forget. I haven't bought a purse in so long. I'm like, I don't care about that stuff now. But you know what? When you got it, that you have it and it's done and it's a goal, and there's that part of life too. So work for the things until you realize what the things are. And the things are just, guys, everything inside of you. Everything inside of you. And belief in yourself. Nobody can take what's ignited once it's on fire. I'm telling you, if you stay close to the fire, the embers continue to burn. Don't forget that. So when they start to feel like they're being snuffed away, or the wind is blowing, or the water, like Amber said, okay? The water is pouring. Somebody took that water from that river and came and walked over to our blazing fire. Do you understand? They're coming over to put your fire out sometimes. Wrong crowds, wrong circles. Not everyone in your circle is in your corner. So you stay focused, write down your shit. I'm looking at my board every single day. I look at it. And I really do. I actually look at it. Like seriously, if you guys did the vision board, I hope you're using it. And then Charlene said about her affirmations. I still haven't got around to the affirmations. Yes, exactly, Holly. Yeah, yeah. If Holly was over here, we did it. I look at it and I say, okay, okay. I say mindful diet. I see all the things. Think of it as a detox. Hell yes, I was. Um, yeah, see it as an adventure is the thing that I see the most when I look at that board. The biggest, actually. See it as an adventure. We are on an adventure. We're on an adventure together. The end goal is 12 months from now. That's what we're going to do. We're going to keep it 3 months, 3 months, 3 months. That 3 month rotation. It's January. Let's meet back here January, February, March. You're going to be harvesting the seeds that you've been planting. That's how it works, guys. It's 3 months. 3, 6, 9, 12. Rotate. 3, 6, 9, 12. Rotate. Harvest. Plant seeds, harvest. Plant seeds, harvest. Some seeds take 9 months. Some seeds take 12 months. Some seeds take 10 years. All of them matter. Water them, water them. Okay. I love you guys. Happy Fired Up Friday. I'll have the recordings for both of these. Have an amazing day. Work it out. One more day. I love you. And we will see you guys next week, same time, same place. Double up. Love you guys.